Hello everyone, welcome to Downtown Tailoring. Today's quick tutorial has been requested. We are gonna tackle two of the most important stitches to achieve great results in your sewing. To show you these stitches and how well they work, I'm gonna go like a mock-up pattern for my mannequin. It's not real pattern because I just did it by eye, and do something, that is not good, but good enough for this demonstration. Let me see. Okay, now that the pattern is semi well done, I'm gonna use this purple fabric to make a facing. Let's say if this is a blouse, that will be the facing, and if you have a facing, you will have as well an interfacing. Of course, that's very important. I'm gonna mark as well the darts so I can have. It's like I'm making a blouse to demonstrate that. Is it too much? In the industry, they usually do for finishing the armholes on blouses, they use like a kind of bias. So in the end, I'm gonna use a dark thread so you know what I'm doing. I think we have everything. Okay, so pretty much I'm gonna just make the darts just to make the mock-up blouse to accommodate to the mannequin so I can show you better what I mean. And now that I have my mock-up blouse, let me put it on the mannequin. Okay, so it's looking very good. I think those darts are a little too high. I think I can just lower them a little bit. Dun, 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 magic. They're done. And now it's a little better. I think it looks decent enough for me to demonstrate you what we need to do. So as you can see in the mannequin, we have 3 holes or 3 curves, the 2 armholes and the collar. And as you can see, both of the armholes, they are really not good, but one is worse than the other. So I'm gonna do the bad sewing or the more improper sewing, let's say, on the left side, which is your right, so I can demonstrate better. So I'm basically taking my bias tape and I just sew it at the edge like the industry does. If it's mine, I will do a little better, but let's just do as the industry does, and then the industry fold that like if it were a hem, and then make another seam. That doesn't look good at all, but it's not just the technique. It's as well that this fabric is horrible. I forgot why I don't use it, and now I remember it. It's horrible. It's like a polyester and it's not good. So let's do the second side. To sew it in the correct way, you need to make 1 stitch around your curve. This is called stay stitch, and as its name indicates, the stay stitch keep the shape of the fabric, so when you sew something else on top of that, it won't lose the shape. So I'm doing now what I did at the other side. I'm sewing the bias tape on top of that stay stitch, and then I'm gonna fold it and stitch it in the same way I did before. And then I'm gonna go to my ironing board and I'm gonna try to iron those. Sorry about that, to choose that fabric. If you want, I can do that demonstration later using something better, but I think still you will be able to see what I mean. And let me try on the mannequin again, and look at that. It looks pretty good both sides, because the fact that we use bias tape and fold it really helps a lot. But still, if you see the left side, you can see that it doesn't stick to the body. It doesn't stick to my mannequin. You still see the gap, like a little gap there. On the other hand, if you see the right side is just sticked. It looks like it's glue to the mannequin. This is the effect of the stay stitch. I didn't just wanted to tell you how to do it. I wanted to demonstrate the difference, and it's very obvious. The second stitch I was asked to demonstrate and work with is the understitch. Let's see that this is our blouse. It has a big curve. Now we know that we have to make a stay stitch before I sew that facing. We know that already. And I'm gonna take my facing and I'm gonna glue it. That's it. And now it's ready, glue and serge and everything. And I'm gonna stitch my interfacing to my neckline. And a little tip that I want to tell you is that usually when you have a lining or something like that, I push the lining or the interfacing or whatever I have a little bit up, about 1/16 or 1/32 shorter than 1/8. In the facing is not that important, but in the lining it's really important to have a very nice shape of the final garment. After, I'm gonna cut just the excess of material, and something that I will do as well on the armhole is to make a little notches. I didn't do it because I saw in the lazy way the bias, but if I'm doing like the right way, I would have done it a little better. If you want, I can make a video in how to finish that armhole correctly. I just wanted to demonstrate the stay stitch. So when you do the understitch, it's very important to kind of push the material to the other side, like from the right side to the wrong side, so it's very flat and nice. And then you should sew at 1/16 of the inches from the seam. That will produce a very nice finish. So when you sew your facing, like even if I try to accommodate it, it doesn't look good, like it doesn't stay because it doesn't have the stitch. So now you can see that the facing is staying in the right place. Like you won't see anything about that facing. The stay stitch is super important. I remember when I was a student, I didn't want to do that stitch. It was just too much. But life. Tough. Well, my teacher told me, and then life confirmed it, that I really need to do it. So this is why those stitches are so important. Let me know in the comments if you use them a lot or if you skip them sometimes. And if you find this video useful or entertaining, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!